Okay, so we're going to start pulling this apart and checking it. Clear shot of the part number of the conductor plate. So this is the float. Looks a little bit worn. This controls the flow of the fluid from the clutch area back into the sump. And then you've got your two speed sensors. They look alright. So this is the trans temperature sensor. So you can measure that with resistance. This is your park switch. So it's an on-off switch. And then this is where your selector for your drive, reverse and park will click in on. So just on ohms, just measure across there. The reading will change with the temperature. And then with the switch, measure across there. And then when you press, it should go open circuit. Right. So if we measure that, and then we give it a bit of heat, you can see the resistance changing. Now it's cooling down, and it'll go back to 0.9. So the temperature sensor must be working. Okay, so to get the conductor plate off, we have to get rid of these solenoids. So you just have to undo these three brackets here. Okay, so these two have the longer bolts. Right. Brackets look the same. Then this one has a shorter bolt. Bracket looks the same. We'll put those in the wash bin. And then how loose do these feel? These ones have got the plastic. Yeah, no. Oh. They just pop loose. So these three are the same. These two are the same, and then this is the odd one out. So it has an O-ring there. We'll see if I can get some pictures of the numbers. So these ones have two O-rings, one down there, one there. And there's no O-ring on here. And then just check down in here. All looks reasonably clean. And we're just going to give that a wash in petrol. So those are all washed off in the petrol. Now I'll remove the conductor plate. So down here there's a little clip. It just clicks on there. So that's that side free. And then somewhere over here, something's just holding it in the corner. So under here there's a little pin. It's a little clip just here. And that's the conductor plate off. I had no idea if there was anything wrong with this transmission from the wreckers. So that's the conductor plate clean. See the part numbers there. Turn it around. Part numbers on the speed sensor. They look good, they don't look like they've been rubbing or anything. There is a spring on the back that must push those up tight against the bottom of the gearbox. So there's a whole lot of points here where you could test between here and your solenoid contacts, and then from there to the pins, to your pins, so you can make sure that all of this copper tracking that goes through here, copper connectors, are all working. Otherwise this conductor plate looks good. This is a bit worn. This plug looks a bit worn where it seals on the bottom of the gearbox. Other than that, it seems alright. So let's get a part number on these. Come on, focus. Yep. So all three are the same here. These two are the same. So 0, 260, 130, and then this one is the odd one out. A140, 277, 04, 35. So you can ohms test them. Five ohms. 4.4. Tricky to get a good reading. Alright, so they're all working. Right, so the bottom bit is where the little check balls and filters are, so we can take the top part off without too much of a problem. So it's just a whole lot of these screws here on the top that need to come out. Okay, so where these two were, there's two filter screens in there. So they look symmetrical, probably doesn't matter which way up they go. So the screws are all loose, they all look the same size, so we'll just chuck all of them in the wash. Okay, so we've got all of those in the bag. So now hopefully there's no check balls in here. I think there is a pin that holds it somewhere. Yep, down this end. There's a pin down here. So you just got to lift it straight. There you go. Nothing fell out, so we can pull this. We can pull the shift lever bit out now, nice and careful. So now this gasket plate, make sure the check balls aren't touching it. I'll stick into it with the fluid. And just try and lift it up, and the pin's still holding a little bit. No check balls moved, no. And now we will give that top plate a clean. So this looks pretty clean. It doesn't appear to be any choked up areas with a lot of gunk. We'll give it a clean with some petrol. And then just the old toothbrush. And just give it a good clean like that. Top plate is wrapped up in plastic. So the separating plate is one little bit of surface rust here. Other than that, it looks all good and clean. So we'll coat this in a bit of oil and put that in a plastic bag. Okay, so where are the filters? Where are the check balls? We have some PDF files that tell us this anyway, but there's one there. There's one there. That's a ball. I think there's a ball in there. Looks like there might be a ball in there. We've got a filter. And this looks all fairly clean as well. Doesn't seem to be too much gunk in there. That's not going to fit in my round pan for a cleaning. So I might have to go buy a pan that this will fit in. And then we'll take all these balls and filters out. So on the Sonic's website you can get the PDF file. It shows the balls. So you've got the 4 plastic ones in the middle here, and then there's 4 steel ones here, filter, 4 steel ones down this end, a filter, and a check valve. It shows you here. 4 plastic, 8 steel ones. Right, and then it shows you how to vacuum test them, all the test spots you can do.